core strategy of Nestle is penetration-led volume growth. That's the word that's coming in from Suresh Narayanan, the chairman and MD of Nestle India. In exclusive conversation with cnbc TV 18's Anu Sharma, he spoke in detail of the company's increase in advertising and promotional expenditure and also the strategy going forward. Here's an excerpt of that conversation.
One of the core foundations of the Nestle India business model has been a model that centers around increased volume growth, increased penetration and increased brand salience. It also hinges crucially upon innovation and renovation as a driver of growth. And indeed, what you have witnessed in the last quarter of last year has been a very strong statement around that. Okay. Now, clearly, as you alluded to, new innovations and renovations do demand an increased level of advertising and promotional expenses. And we've increased ours in the last quarter of last year by almost 370 basis points over the previous year, the same quarter. Remember that the previous year, the same quarter was also slightly depressed because of the GST introduction during that period. Having said that, in absolute terms, there has been a clear shift in terms of the advertising and promotional spends. We have spent almost 30 to 40% of our monies in the last quarter of 2018 to support the new launches.
So traditionally, the company has spent 5 to 6% of its sales on advertisements. So going forward, will that ratio increase or decrease, or would largely remain around the same range?
Look, I think a lot of it would depend on the kind of traction that the innovation, renovation and indeed the competitive scenario commits us to putting behind the brands. So in the ballpark range that we closed last year, 2018 full year results with about 6.5% to sales as the advertising and promotional ratio, up from about 5%. So about 150 basis points increase in the last 1 year. The fact of the matter is that the levels of engagement and commitment that we'll have would continue to be as strong.
You've launched around 45 products in the last 2 years. So how much are these products contributing to your current revenue? At what scale are they growing? And what is the target for these products?
You see, we have launched close to about, I think, 30 to 40 new products that we have introduced in the last 2 to 3 years. The contribution levels started with about 2% of total sales. Okay. They closed last year with about 3.5% of sales. Ballpark, the kind of number that we would look at is anywhere between 3 to 5% of sales as a sales contributor, right? Not incremental growth, but as sales contributor. And I believe that this kind of emphasis would remain in the future as well, that we would like to have innovation and renovations to generate.
Okay, so that's the word coming in from Nestle India.